Hello everyone and welcome to Cole's Backyard Coop. Today I wanted to make a quick video on maintaining the run. There's two things that are really important that you have to take into account when you're setting up your coop and your run is location and what are you going to use for the base of your run. For us, I'll tell you what we did. We used bags of 2 cubic feet of organic gardening soil and topsoil, and then we incorporated some black cow as well. So let's say we did about 30 bags and only 50-50, but then only 5 bags of the black cow just to make it a little more rich for the chickens. The location of your run is really important in which direction it faces because you have to take into account weather and shade and sun. So you want to make sure that they get a little bit of everything. So the front of my run faces east. This side over here is south, north, and behind us is west, where the hen house is. So that's important to me because when I was setting this up, I wanted them to have morning sun coming into the run, which it did this morning. So the run gets the most amount of sun at the coolest part of the day. So we're in North Florida, so we do get really hot summers, as well as a lot of other states do. So you're just seeing the end of the sun as it's coming overhead. The run becomes shaded because we have our run fully roofed. So that's another question. Is your run covered or uncovered? It's important probably to cover it because it helps protect them from the elements, from too much sun, and for predators as well, from coming in overhead unless you have netting over the run. And plus, when it's raining and stormy, sometimes they can be out in the run. And if the rain is coming directly down and not at an angle into the run, which tomorrow we're getting ready to have a huge storm here in Florida. And so today what I did was I prepared the run by putting down some extra straw. And the reason I put straw over the dirt is because it just acts as an absorber. It mixes with the dirt, it absorbs, it cakes to the poop, which keeps their feet cleaner, which I like. So twice a day I come around with a small rake. You can get them at Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace Hardware, like a smaller size rake, not the full size that you use for leaves. And I come through and rake and pick up the larger pieces of poop. And then daily or when I feel it's necessary, I will add more straw, which today I did. I added a new layer of straw, which really, depending on the size of your run, which ours is 8 wide by 20 long, which is much larger than most probably, you would just add some hay just to lightly cover the top of the dirt. As you can see, what they'll do is they'll scratch and pull this back, and then you've got the dirt right underneath where they do their dust bathing, where they'll scratch and look for little tidbits and do all that. And then I just come through twice a day and I just kind of straighten everything out, just kind of level it all back out because they do tend to dig all day long, which is normal. Your chickens will spend probably 90 to 95% of their time in the run. They are foragers, so they're going to be constantly digging and looking for something to eat or dust bathing, all of those things. And then we added a perch in the run because it's long enough. So that gives them a little enrichment. They can get up on the perch, just like you saw Stetson up there a moment ago. The hens get up there. It kind of lets them get away from the flock if they want, or they just kind of all roost up there together and take a little nap or something, which is a nice way for them to enrich their time in the run. Another way to enrich is I give them treats in the run. You can give them pieces of fruit or squash, grasses from mowing the lawn. All of that, grains. Sometimes I'll do like a 7 grain and just kind of scatter it You've seen me talk about the soldier fly larvae, those worms. I'll just scatter those throughout the run. And that's all enrichment for the chickens because you want them to be happy in the run, especially if they don't come out and go free ranging, which we don't because we have an acre and a half and there's a lot of predators way back there, or from the sky, from the ground. We do have a fenced property, but still, I want to make sure that they are protected from anything and everything. So they spend a good bit of time foraging and scratching here because this is their opportunity to do so without going outside. And they're happy and healthy, so they really enjoy it. And that's why I made the run a little extra large. So when it rains, guys, here you have to take into account what angle the rain's going to be coming from according to where you're going to set up in your yard. So a lot of times our rain comes from the south and the west, which is behind us. And it'll come at an angle. Last week we had a storm and the whole run was soaked. So if your run is going to be getting soaked from rain, you want to be able to know that it's going to get sun at different parts of the day and that the chickens are shaded during the hottest parts of the day. So behind us, where it's west and that's where the sun is in the afternoon, the hen house shades the chickens from the hottest part of the day, which is important. At the midpoint of the day, this side of the run has sun, but this side doesn't. So that's important too. So you want to make sure, and then if it's really raining bad, they can always go inside. But sometimes if it's coming in from this side, they'll migrate over to this side and tomorrow it's going to be really windy with gusts of wind 20, 30 miles an hour. So they like to get out of that too. So you want to think about the location. You want to have good drainage. The dirt that I mentioned drains really well. It's soft enough that they can do dust bathing. You want to make sure that it's easy for you to rake and keep up with. And then as you see accumulation of the dirt and the hay or straw breaks down and you see the level of the dirt coming up, you scrape off the top layer, use that for compost, set up raised garden bins like we have over there, the raised garden beds, and make yourself a little garden or flowers or something because this is really rich, good dirt. So don't let it go to waste when you take it out. When I clean up the chicken poop in the morning, I keep it and I use it for composting, and it'll make rich, dark dirt of your own instead of having to buy it over time. It will compost. So that's basically what I do with my run. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Again, twice a day I come in and rake it all nice and level after they've, hollowed out a bunch of holes, dust bathed. After all those activities have taken place, I come in and rake it in the afternoon. First thing in the morning, I'll come in and touch up a little bit, change the water, touch up the food, rake the run, and add fresh hay. And then they're good, guys. Like I've always said, if you do a little bit every day, it cuts out a lot of the work on you. And it's pretty easy to keep up with if you do a little bit every day. And that's how I like to do it, and that's what I always recommend. And it makes life easy and simple for you and keeps your chickens happy and healthy. The last thing I do with my run is I spread diatomaceous earth, food grade. Always look for food grade diatomaceous earth. It's a white powder, and it's the fossilized remains of diatoms, if you want to get all scientific about it. But it will help with parasites that are in the dirt when they dust bathe. So if you sprinkle a layer of diatomaceous earth all over, it just gets in. They can eat a little bit of it. It's good for parasites, internal and external. And then I always do it in the nest boxes too, underneath the straw or hay. And it's really a great way to prevent your lice, mites, any of that stuff from getting on your chickens, and keeps them, again, happy and healthy. So that was a quick update on what I do to maintain the run. If you have any questions on that, just post those in the comments. Pretty easy. Quality of your dirt does matter. So make sure to get a better quality dirt because they do eat it too. So you want to make sure that it's a better type of dirt, rich dirt, that they'll eat and enjoy, and keep your flock, again, happy and healthy. Thank you for subscribing if you had not done so before. We welcome all new people to the channel. If you're new to viewing the channel, welcome. Hope that there's something for you. And if you like this video, please mash the like button. Again, feel free to drop me a comment, and I'll be happy to get back to you on any of your questions. So for now, from Cole's Backyard Coop, hope everybody's doing great out there. It is April already, moving right along in the year. And the flock is 9 months old today. So they are getting older as well, coming up on a year soon. Time does fly. So guys, take care out there. And as always, happy chicken keeping.